Hi, and welcome to another edition of OnsideSA, the soccer show that tells you what's going on. And as we know, we got started on our new last one standing, and straight away a few boys have gone by the wayside. Budge, before we talk about that, we've had a winner in the ladies.
Yeah, Michelle Toby won it, Paul. And,
okay.
Congratulations to her.
Yeah.
Kindly donated the prize, so thank you very much.
Her and Catherine Armstrong are up there. They seem to catch it right.
Paul, they both do their homework.
Do you think Neil's tipping to Michelle?
No doubt he isn't.
No doubt he isn't, Josh. She wouldn't have got this far if it wasn't for her own thoughts. But just to talk about the opening day, you know, the people went for the Liverpool, the big two, and they got through. 605 started, 449 have gone through.
Yeah.
So that's a nice start. But I thought it'd be, if those two big teams won, there would be.
Liverpool could have gone out.
Yes, definitely. They played well.
Burnley. Unlucky.
Yeah. Now, lady entrance, nice to see it's climbing. 34, 5%. 5% to ladies. Come on, get your wives involved, guys. It's a lot of fun. I see Michelle Tovey, her and Catherine in again, both favourites.
Yeah.
Now, we've got special mentions, but you always look for the special mentions round two. Let's go through them. You've only put 5 people down. Let's go through them. Carla Quintus, why?
Carla, unfortunately, has found the lemon in the first round, the last few competitions. So those 5 people there, the guys that have gone out in the first round, the last few competitions.
Garth, why did...
Well, Fafo, we've had 16 competitions. I think he's only made round 2 3 times. This is the 3rd time. So
who does he pick? Norwich or something?
No idea. Maybe he should.
Roger Laveau?
Roger, yeah, that's Steve and Milan's father. Roger, from the beginning.
Derek Ramsey in Wales, my accountant.
Everton. So
he went through?
Went through.
He won't last long. Did Charlie Pigram go through?
No, he was on Tottenham. He changed.
Abood?
Sneaked in.
So some of the international boys went through. Yeah. And then Dennis Wesley is a battler too.
Yeah, Dennis, Paul, unfortunately, actually he was sarcastic. He says, surely I can't go out with Liverpool. And,
nearly did.
So he nearly did. So, no, well done to Dennis.
Okay, performers of the week. It's always very interesting, this. Yeah. Mark Anderson, Lionel Isaacs, Mark Marinkovitz, Minksy.
Paul, what happened? A lot of guys take a few picks. They all went through, but it's easy to pick Man City and Liverpool to go through. So they picked the lesser teams, had multiple picks. So
there's one problem with that. You go out and those favourite teams win.
No, I know that, Paul. Yeah. But full credit the Aston Villa, the Brightons, the Evertons. So well done to them.
Pick of the week, Alistair Cohen.
Yeah, the
commentator.
Prince of Dubai. Yeah.
The Prince of Dubai.
He was on Wolves. I asked him, I said, why are you picking Wolves to win at Spurs? He said, simple. Wolves are a good team, Spurs aren't.
Okay, we'll see who finishes higher. I'll get over the short little commentator, we'll have a side bet. He probably got influenced by Mr. Gordon. Mr. Gordon is a serious Wolf. But well done, Ellie. Yeah. Good to see you, and great to hear you're in Dubai. Wonderful that you're achieving success. Right. Stevie B, is he in town?
Hopefully he's got his throat back from last week's performance. Steve, good morning. Are you there? Okay, we won't talk about cricket, especially the approaches, great start, but we'll kick off with Man United Brighton. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, look, I saw the highlights. We didn't have it live, but from what I saw, what I was sort of following as it went on, is that Brighton were all over in the early part of the game.
Yes.
And it just shows that that United, for all their stars, are just still not putting it together as a team. But ultimately, there was Ronaldo scored a good goal, and obviously the red card. A bit controversial possibly, but that changed the game. And but they still struggled to kill the game off United. That seems to be their problem now. But they needed that win, and it's put them into 4th place. So it's theirs to lose, as it were. Yeah,
I think that red card was definitely Lewis Dunk. Bad decision, but he had to get sent off. Yeah. But I don't know.
It's not right. I know the Man United sides of yesteryear. You went up there to the Theatre of Dreams. You weren't. If you got lucky to come away with a point.
Theatre of Nightmares now.
Yeah, that's right. Now you go there and you get the wins. Yeah. Anyway, they're into 4th, which is
into 4th.
Rangnick's only lost 1 game with them.
Yeah.
In
the league. Yeah.
All right, Champions League, bud.
Champions League, Man City. Jeez, impressive performance.
Well, it was very impressive. I mean, obviously they were against one of the, if not the weakest team left. Yeah. But even so, I mean, they completely dominated that game. In the first half, scoring those goals, they just look, again, you compare to United, for example, they just look every player in that City team knows his role.
Yeah.
And he can rotate his squad, but they play the same because Pepper's got them playing, like a well-oiled machine. So he can rest one or two for the second leg. It's game over, obviously.
Yeah.
And they go marching on. We know this is the competition that Pep wants to win with City. He's won everything else with them. So, they're going to be through to the quarterfinals, and we'll see who they get next.
Yeah, I watched the PSG Real Madrid game. Bar Kylian Mbappe, I tell you, it was a dinkum 0-0 game. He is, in my opinion, the best player in the world by a furlong.
He's that good.
He's that good. Do you see the goal, Steve?
Yeah, I saw the goal.
I saw the goal, yeah, tremendous goal. And
good.
It's going to be very interesting because, at one point it looked obvious that he'd already made his mind up. He was leaving PSG, wanted to go to Real Madrid.
Yeah.
But all things have gone a little bit quiet. I think PSG are still trying very hard to see if they can, get him to sign a new contract. But as you say, he's a superb player, and whoever gets him, will change their season, I'm sure.
Yeah, don't be surprised if Zidane goes there next season and he stays, and there's rumour Pogba, they're offering him a contract, try and get their French connection. But, really disappointed in Real Madrid. Between them and Man United, I don't know who's worse. But it'll be a tough game the second game. Real Madrid have got to come out because they were very negative.
Yeah.
Liverpool 2 into Milan 0.
Yeah, I think overall, look, the first half I thought Liverpool were on top, although Milan had one good chance. And the second half, Inter started very well, but Liverpool sort of rode the storm and scored those late goals, and I think that should be game over. For all their sort of pressure into Milan, they didn't actually have a shot on target.
Yeah.
Liverpool only had the 2 that went in, so it was at the end of the day, it was a terrific result for Liverpool. Klopp was obviously thrilled by that, and I think Liverpool will go on and win the second leg relatively comfortably and progress.
Yeah, I felt for Inter Milan. Yeah, they lost Lukaku, they lost Hakimi. Because of financial fair play, they had to sell all the players. And you see who Liverpool bring off from the bench. Firmino come on. So the Italians have got no chance. AC Milan, none of the Italians will be featured in Italy. But I watched the last 10 minutes of the Bayern Munich Salzburg. Bayern Munich squeaked out a 1-1 draw.
Yeah, I saw that Kingsley Coman got a late goal, and that's probably enough for them. I'd be very surprised if they don't go through when they play in a couple of weeks at the Allianz Arena. But it sounded like they made heavy weather of it.
Yeah,
so they're not necessarily the team they were a couple of years ago. So it would be interesting to see how they progress.
Yeah, I thought they'd win easy, but at the back they look woeful. And in the middle of if they had got Liverpool last night, they'd have got beat 3 or 4-0. But it's last 16, maybe they'd change it. Now the Europa League tonight, there's no English team. West Ham are the only team left. But Leicester are playing in the Conference League against Denmark's Randers. Surely they've got to win that.
Yeah, well, yes. If he puts out a strong team, they should be clear favourites. Randers are just about a top 6 Danish Super League team, but no higher than that.
Yeah.
I would be very surprised if Leicester don't win comfortably over the 2 legs.
All right, Steve, I emailed you yesterday asking if you could find us a Europa League and a Europa Conference League winners. Have you managed to find anything for the boys here?
Yeah, look, Europa League have got some decent teams left in it. Obviously, tonight we've got probably one of the game of the round. We've got Barcelona against Napoli.
Yeah.
And you can see that one of those 2 teams will go very deep into the competition, whoever gets through. I fancy Barcelona to go through over the 2 legs, and if they do, I think that they're going to be. I think they'll be determined to do well in this competition. But you've got teams like Sevilla who always do well in this competition. You've got some strong teams left. Borussia Dortmund, I think, will dispose of Rangers over the 2 legs. I think they'll be a tough team. So, and even West Ham. If West Ham put out a strong team, they could definitely go a bit deeper in the tournaments as well.
Yeah, I wouldn't be careful in Barcelona. They cost us our bet last week. They cannot defend. They've got 3 stooges at the back. And now the Europa Conference League, are you going to tip me Leicester?
Yeah, I think that when I look at who's in the competition, there aren't that many what you call really strong teams. So again, if Brendan Rodgers wants to take it seriously and thinks, look, this is, look, in the league they're unlikely to finish top 6. They're not going to go down. They're out the cups.
Keep the
this
players.
is a competition that they've got an opportunity, and he can sort of rotate the squad a little bit if he needs to. So I think they've got as good a chance as any of the teams that are sort of left in.
All right, Steve, my tip, PSV Eindhoven. But anyway, that's
Right, let's go.
neither here nor there.
I'm keen to hear Steve's take on some of these Premiership matches.
Premiership
Last one
lunchtime
standing.
kickoff. West Ham, Newcastle. Can Newcastle make it 4 in a row?
No.
Well, I don't know about 4 in a row, but I think they'll be hard to beat. I mean, obviously they've lost. We know they've lost Kieran Trippier with a fractured metatarsal. But West Ham are having a bit of a poor run by their own admission. They squeaked that point at the end at Leicester, but I think they need to get back on winning ways. Four days could elude them. I think there'd be a decent game, but I think Newcastle have obviously found confidence. 3 wins in a row. I think you could call this anyway. I'm not sure Newcastle could win, but I think that they could hold West Ham.
The game, I think it's a key game this weekend, is Brighton at home to Burnley. How do you see that going?
Yeah, I mean, Burnley played well in against United, obviously the second half, against Liverpool, but they're not picking up the points. So this really is a key game for them. I mean, they could find themselves further adrift at the bottom if Newcastle get anything. I wouldn't be at all surprised. Brighton are playing really well. They're playing well as a team, not as strong at home as they are necessarily away, but I can't see them losing. So I think if Burnley could dig out a draw, but be a hard fought sort of 0-0. But otherwise, I think if there was to be a winner, it'd be Brighton.
Okie dokie. The game I'm looking forward to, Southampton Everton, should be a Grand Prix. How do you see that?
Yeah, I think. I mean, Everton obviously have had a very good win last week. They've Frank's obviously got them. After that sort of poor performance a couple of weeks ago, winning the cup and now a good win last week. I think that they'll be hard to beat. I think it depends who he's going to play. Whether he'll be playing, starting with Van der Beek or Dele Alli. He's got Calvert-Lewin, hopefully back fit. He took him off early, but I think he's just trying to sort of protect him a bit. And Richarlison, they've got the firepower now back. So I think Southampton again played some lovely football at United and at Tottenham. I could see this going Everton holding Southampton, but otherwise I'm not sure they could win there.
Just touching on Southampton, they've been brilliant. They were brilliant at Spurs. They were brilliant at United. Yeah. They're a team in great form. Their players are playing well. I think they'll beat Everton comfortably. I think Everton, who did Everton beat the other day?
Leeds.
They were Leeds. They're on a toboggan going down, down, down. This is a rude awakening. I know Frank's going to get them fired up, but Van Beek and Ali and Richarlison, they've done nothing. Yeah. Go back a year.
Everton's problem's been the back four.
Yeah. Definitely. They get roasted. Southampton will roast them.
Mentioning Leeds, can they upset Man United?
They could do, but you don't know what you're going to get with Leeds. They've had some poor performances recently, and they're 1 or 2 decent ones. Yeah. And the other side of the coin, you don't know what you're going to get from United at all.
That's what I was going to say.
This could go either way. I mean, United got themselves into 4th place. If they want to hold on to it, this is the sort of game they've got to go there, and they've got to take their chances. They've been creating chances, and they've just got to take them. I think if there was to fancy Man U to go there and get a result.
Last but not least, Wolves against Leicester City.
Wolves are doing well.
Yeah, it'd be a good game. Leicester actually often do well against Wolves, but Wolves, they've crept up slowly. They're not conceding goals. Obviously, it was a big win for them at Tottenham last weekend, and I think they'll want to push on with that. Obviously, Leicester are playing tonight. I'm sure he'll put a strongish team out. I think of the two, Wolves will definitely start favourites.
No doubt. They were going to be my best bit of the weekend, but I found one better. Steve, on to the Championship. Your boys Fulham against the Huddersfield team that are unbeaten in 12.
Fulham.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a close game. I mean, we won up there 5-1 on the first away game of the season. I think it'll be a lot closer than that. I mean, as far as I'm concerned at this point now, it's all about the results. If we win by a goal, then I'm happy with that, and I think it will be close. Huddersfield are capable of getting a point, but I think that with the confidence we've got at the moment, I think that we'll get all three. But I think it will be a tight game.
Yeah, they drew at Preston a couple of weeks ago. My guy said, well organised, they fight hard, but lack quality. But unbeaten in 12, so you've got to respect them. And it's a lunchtime kickoff. And Steve, we've got it on, so I'll watch it. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
But
Fullman, you little beauty.
I'm fairly happy that we're playing a relatively settled side.
Yeah.
And I think they know their role. They know what they need to do. I think if we score an early goal, which we often do at home, then I think that we'll win that.
Okie dokie. This Blackburn Millwall. I watched Blackburn against West Brom. As long as that Chilean striker starts, I don't see them losing. How do you see it?
Didn't Millwall just
he went off injured. I'm not quite sure. I've not heard whether or not he's going to be fit or not. But Blackburn haven't scored in 4. They've only won 1 in 6. They've just started to fall off a bit.
Yeah.
By all accounts, their best performance of the season the other night. They beat QP 2-0. They're a team to beat. And I'll be favourites, but I wouldn't be at all surprised if Millwall go there and we could, especially Brereton Diaz.
Yeah. He's a good player. I was really impressed with Blackburn. I went both teams to score, ended 0-0. How's my form? But anyway,
close.
Another game that I think will be goals, guaranteed goals. Bristol City, Middlesbrough. Can Middlesbrough continue their run?
Yeah, Middlesbrough at the moment. I mean, they're still one most informed team. Bristol City, again, sort of picked up a bit, but sort of going nowhere really in the league. They're going to finish no better than halfway. I think you're right, there will be goals. Bristol start scoring, but Middlesbrough, very hard to beat. I think if there be a winner, I'd fancy Middlesbrough.
Yeah. Derby County, Peterborough, relegation clash. How do you see that going?
Yeah, very much so. I mean, this is a game that Derby have to win. If they want to sort of plug that gap between Peterborough and Reading above them, they've got to win. Peterborough have got the worst away record in the division.
Yeah.
I watched bits of their game last night in between the Inter Milan game. They were the silence Reading. They couldn't score, but away from home they concede. They average about 2 to 3 goals conceded a game. I think Derby should win this. If they don't, then you can't. If they put themselves only sort of a couple of points behind them. So I think that this is definitely a game that Derby going to target.
All right. By the way, Steve, they're my best bets. So thanks for the confidence. And last but not least, Luton. You as well, crikey Moses. Hopefully it's not fools never differ. And last but not least, Steve, Luton Town, West Brom.
Yeah, well, I mean, Steve Bruce obviously just gone to West Brom, eked out a draw against Blackburn after 3 defeats, but Luton are strong at home. And I think this is another game that West Brom will, at the best, will get a point, but otherwise you can see Luton here. West Brom are not falling away in the playoff stakes. Steve Bruce, I think will tighten things up.
Yeah.
But I think the best he'll get will be a draw at the weekend.
All right, Steve, as usual, I need your best bet, which you've given me, Derby County. Your value bet, who are you going for?
Yeah, I'm going to go, maybe it's more hope rather than expectation, but I'm going to go for Nottingham Forest to win at Bournemouth.
Okay.
They're playing well.
Yeah.
Bournemouth, we're outplayed at Blackpool, but got a couple of late goals.
Yeah.
I just think that Forest, if they want to sort of get that playoff place, I think this is the sort of place that they feel they could go and maybe get a result. But we'll see. It'll be good. If we win and Bournemouth don't, then I think that that'll be a perfect weekend for us as Fulham fans. So. Yeah,
the only thing is, I think the goalkeeper may be suspended. He got sent off the other day.
He is suspended. They've got cover, but
they can play that team.
They've got a decent squad.
Yeah.
They can play, and they've got some good players. And Bournemouth are a little bit wobbly at home, so we'll see. It should be a very good game.
Yeah, I'll be watching it. We've got it on ESPN here, Steve.
Okay.
All right, Stevie. Thanks very much, Steve.
Last one standing. Anybody but Spurs, or you won't pick them at Man City anyway?
No. I definitely won't be picking Spurs at Man City. Okay. Although anybody that's brave enough and does, and they win, good luck to them. But I can't see it somehow. So
I'll give Steve, just stay in.
Looking for an international winner, Steve. You could be our only hope.
All right. Thanks very much, Steve.
Let's see. Cheers.
All the best, Steve.
See you later.
Next week. Bye.
Okay.
Bye.
Right. Budge, let's get on to Premiership fixtures. We can run through them. We've touched on a few of them. We just wanted you to add to them. West Ham, Newcastle.
Paul, I agree. If Trippier had played, I could have seen an upset. West Ham haven't played well, Paul.
Yeah, but they're too bad at home.
Yeah, I know. Even Kidderminster, Harrier, they won 2 and lost 2 at home.
Yeah.
You know, so it's not like they've been playing great. Of the two,
And
7
there's
and
turmoil
10.
with Zuma.
Yeah, turmoil, as you say, Zuma's a problem.
They're
I think this
costing
got
them
a draw,
millions.
Paul.
Draw, okay,
And
I'm
Newcastle
ringing you
went
now
there and
for a
got a
draw.
result, so it wouldn't surprise me again.
Arsenal, Brentford, first game of the season, Brentford beat them on that
2-0,
Friday
yeah.
night. Do you remember?
Arsenal making a million excuses, but they lost 7-9, Brentford. They're the team that could drop into that relegation.
So you're going
battle.
Arsenal?
Should be Arsenal, Paul, yeah, especially at
Okay.
the Emirates.
Interesting game. Aston Villa, Watford. Aston Villa at home should be too strong. They've got
Yeah.
a bit of quality now. But Watford are fighting for everything.
Paul, I'm disappointed when they got beat 2-0 by Brighton. Never really looked like scoring.
Yeah.
But Hodgson's been there 3 games, haven't scored a goal. That's my worry about them. They've only taken 2 points from the last 11 games. Aston Villa do score. They give you chances.
Certainties.
It should be, Paul.
Certainties. You're taking 6 to 10 about them.
Yeah.
Brighton, a good side. Burnley were so impressive against Liverpool. Makes you wonder.
You know, Lewis Dunk won't be playing. He got sent off. You know, Brighton straight, I mean, Burnley down the middle, that big German,
Yes.
Weghorst. Paul, if there's an upset, this could be it, Paul. Brighton don't score many
So,
goals at home.
who are you going to go for?
Paul, I think drawn Burnley. I know 7 to 10. If people win Brighton, I've just got a funny feeling this is a game.
They can play a bit, Brighton.
Paul, they've been unlucky, Burnley.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know they've only won one
They
game.
scored
but,
against United. The only
United-
time knocked Lawrence out of winning the last
that's
one
right,
standing. Yeah.
But they show a lot of fight to them, Paul.
Yeah.
So get definite squeak.
Palace got a chance against Chelsea.
Paul, they've only won one of the last 6. That was against Norwich.
I think Chelsea are good.
You know,
things.
Chelsea should
Big
be
squad.
good things. Big squad. Lukaku in form. Should be, Paul.
Okay, let's move on to Liverpool. What price are we getting here? 1 to 10. What do you say?
Certainties.
Certainties. Okay, I agree with you. Now, Southampton, I like. Steve likes Everton. What do you like?
I like Southampton. Well, I'm
Yeah, me
impressed.
too.
I like the manager.
Yeah.
You know, if ever he should be at Everton, that manager, the way he plays. I like him. I think he's a top manager.
Yeah,
has
he
some
makes them
little-
play, eh?
You know, you look at the players. They've got kids on loan. Then they sell players. He brings more in. Paul, there's goals. I saw 8.5 to 10, over 2.5 goals. Southampton have a go, and so do Everton.
Yeah.
Has to be goals, Paul. I don't see Southampton losing, but you know, Everton have got players,
Yeah.
attacking players. But,
But,
goals is the way to go.
Man City are 1 to 4, and rightly so.
Yeah.
But when last they beat Spurs? 5 games?
Paul, Spurs lost 3 in a row. You look at the back four. You just bonus
Yeah,
point
no,
at the
yeah,
moment. You have ability to
we
going
got,
forward.
We got Reguilon and Dyer coming in. We've got
Yeah.
Skip coming in, hopefully. Hoiberg will start. We'll be tighter,
Yeah.
but they just are superior to everybody.
See, what they do is they close down quick. And now your boys at the back on the ball.
Yeah.
They'll give it away. Paul, Man City at the moment was
Yeah.
at 14 wins and a draw. So
Very
you've got
good
to
side.
fancy
Very
them.
good side. Now, who did they draw against? Watford or someone? Or
No, it was Southampton away, 1-1.
well, that's right. Okay, Leeds got it all to do, I believe.
Paul, it depends what team United play. If United don't play the runners, they're going to play Pogba's in midfield, Ronaldo's up front. This
Fred.
Leeds team is a Grand Prix team.
Jeez, they are,
It's
eh?
hatred between the fans. So
Yes.
it'll be a fiery atmosphere. Paul, I can't trust Man United. I know 9 to 10 looks a good thing. We aren't
Go the
scoring many
draw.
goals. Paul, could be, Paul. United should win, but you know anything's possible. I just don't trust them.
Wolves,
Paul, I think they're good things.
good things. You're going
You know,
to
Leicester, I agree with Steve.
Leicester got to come right. Wolves have never finished ahead of Leicester in the league.
Well, Leicester, that's, the last few years they've done great. They finished 5th the last 2 years. But Wolves are a good team, Paul. They play just at home, some of their results. They don't take their chances. But Leicester at the back are woeful.
I watched them and they beat Spurs, my
Yeah.
team. Did you see their goals?
Yeah, well, goalkeeper errors.
Goalkeeping
maybe.
error,
Yeah.
both of them. They didn't create enough for me, and they got good players.
Yeah. Paul, I watched them against Arsenal, and Arsenal played well.
Yes.
But once, Paul, they should have equalised.
Yes.
But they're too many jigger merchants. But Leicester, just at the back, are woeful. So
Yeah,
that's why
that's
I
their
fancy.
problem. That's how they gave away that
Yeah.
late equaliser. They're famous for late equalisers.
Yeah, Wolves for me, Paul.
Okay, let's look at the championship now. Budge.
games
The
in
midweek
midweek.
result.
Yeah.
Cardiff beat Coventry 2-0
Yeah.
on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Was that expected?
Well, Cardiff won 3 in a row, Paul. Home going well now.
Millwall, QPR, the middle of London.
2-0, Paul. Disappointing result for QPR. They
Yes,
automatic hopes. They're slowly starting to fade. I think they'll get back to winning ways this week, but bad result.
Sheffield United held
Now,
no
that's
score.
a terrible result for Sheffield United. They were squeaking into the playoff places.
And the strugglers, Peterborough and Reading?
Paul, I was speaking to my mate, and she was saying she was at the game, the Preston Peterborough game. So the pitch is a disgrace. So Peterborough at home, the pitch is so bad and bumpy, they can't score many goals. It's all aerial.
The posh.
Stuff. The posh, London Road.
Posh with a bad ground. Okay, but let's look at the fixtures then.
Yeah, kick off, Paul,
Right,
Friday night.
Friday night. Tell me your opinion now. Now, what Steve seems to think that Bournemouth are losing a little bit of glitz lately.
Yeah, but they've won 3 in a row, Paul. I know they've squeaked results, but this is a time of year where you keep squeaking
Forest
results.
aren't too bad.
Forest a good team, Paul. A lot of good young players, but the time I've watched them, they went away to Cardiff. When we needed them to win, they got murdered.
Yeah.
But that was after they beat Arsenal in the Cup.
Yeah.
Then they beat Leicester in the Cup. They went to Cardiff again. So they went somewhere else. They got murdered away. Middlesbrough beat them. So they're in and out away from home, Paul.
So Bournemouth.
It should, Paul, I just don't trust Bournemouth. Both teams to score
Bournemouth
even
is second.
money.
They've got to stay up there.
Paul, big result there. But a big game. Forest have got to get in the playoff places.
Fulham, 4-10,
Should be.
6-2 on the other team.
Well, only the lunchtime kickoff's a problem, but Fulham top team, best team in the league by miles. 4-10, Paul, short, but they should win.
Millwall coming off that good win.
Paul,
Go to
Millwall, last 6 away games, they've lost 5.
Ooh.
You know, Blackburn at home, they've only lost 1 game at home in a long time. That was to Forest. But I was impressed with what I saw on Monday night when they drew 0-0 with West
So
Brom.
what do you think?
I think goals is the right way, Paul. Even money, both teams to score. But of the two sides, I like Blackburn.
Bristol, Middlesbrough.
Well, this is
Middlesbrough
a
up to
bet of the
6th.
weekend. 9-10, both teams to score. Bristol City score every game.
Yes.
It's Nigel Pearson's team, their Grand Prix. 11-10 should be a good price, Paul. I think they've won 8 out of 11, Middlesbrough. Going well. But goals for me there, Paul. I'd rather take 9-10 than both teams to score. Over 2.5 is 11-10. That would be my suggestion.
Cardiff, Blackpool, down the
I
log.
like Cardiff, Paul. Won 3 in a row. Got everything right.
They're far down the log, eh?
Yeah, Paul. But you know those teams, they go missing. But their home form, Cardiff, will be determined how far they are. They shouldn't get relegated. But 12-10, Paul. Blackpool don't win away from home, but they'll fight. But I like Cardiff for the two teams.
Coventry at 12th, Barnsley at 24th.
Well, this should be a mismatch, but Barnsley beat QPR at home last week. First game they've won in a long time. Coventry, Paul, they've just gone off the ball. They've only won 2 of their last 6 at home. I think they won the first 6 at home. Paul, it should be Coventry, but it's just hard to trust them. Yeah.
All right, then
Paul, Derby.
Your Derby's your bets. I see.
Paul, they won 4 and drawn 1. You know, the game they drew, they had no right to draw. They came back and drew 2-2 with Birmingham.
That's right.
But just the heart of the team, the commitment of the fans. And Peterborough can't buy a win, Paul.
Yeah.
This is it for Wayne Rooney. This is, I wouldn't say season, but they get a result here. They've got a great chance of getting out of the relegation dogfight.
Okay, Luton, West Brom.
Paul, Luton are my outsider, 19-10. I think that's a good price. Really disappointed in West Brom. Andy Carroll's up front for them. All they're doing is slinging them in. He's not even winning the headers anymore, Paul. A lot of young centre-halves there make a name for themselves. The draw is the only saviour. I don't see West Brom winning, Paul, but I like Luton, especially with their home form.
Your beloved Preston at home
Paul,
to Reading.
Paul, we're slowly sneaking into that 6th place contendership.
You're 11th.
11th, but we're not far off, Paul. We've played 2 games extra. If we can't beat Reading, Paul, then we've got no chance.
Okay.
We're unbeaten a long time. The only thing is at Deepdale, that's our home ground. We've drawn 4 in a row.
Phew.
So we've got to get a result, Paul. I fancy. I think we'll destroy Reading.
QPR, Hull. QPR have got to bounce back.
Oh, this is it, Paul. All
They're
the talk,
fourth.
it's make or break. They've got to
They're
win
fourth.
it. I like QPR, Paul. 7-10.
Okie dokie. Sheffield United, Swansea, 8th place, 16.
Paul, bad result in midweek for Hull for when they drew 0-0 at Hull City. But Swansea were our best bet last week, Paul. They won 3-1.
Okay.
The betting, Paul, this could go either way.
Yes.
You know, for me, Swansea are a dangerous team.
Okay.
But, 1, 2, 3 in the exotics if you can afford it.
Stoke 13th, play Birmingham 18th.
Well, Birmingham got a good result in midweek. They murdered Luton. This is another both teams to score game, Paul.
Okay. Let's roll on to our PSL now. It's interesting, the PSL. PSL midweek results. Royal AM beat...
Well, I watched it. Sekakuna 1-0. They're hard to beat at Chatsworth. I think that's 7 wins and 2 draws.
Okay, Maritzburg beat
they squeaked.
Supersport.
Yeah, they scored late. They won
Tinkler?
2-1. That's No, Eric Tinkler's at Cape Town City.
Who's at Maritzburg?
That's at Middendorf.
Oh, yes. Cape Town City, talking about them, held Kaiser Chiefs.
Yeah, 0-0 was a good game, Paul.
Was it?
Chiefs just haven't got creative midfield players. The 3 boys up front on their lonesome, so battling the score.
Stellenbosch drew with the draw.
Disappointing
Merchants.
result. Yeah.
1-1.
One up at half time, 1-0. Dylan
And then
Kerr,
Pirates, Arrows
0-0.
came into town 0-0.
Paul. Pirates. Arrows don't get beat. I think they've drawn 7 and 9.
All right, Budge, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 fixtures.
Yeah, the 4 PSL games, and we'll bring it up
Okay,
now.
so we've got Chipper United versus Royal AM.
Paul, Chipper don't get beat. I think this has got draw written all over it. Chipper have drawn 5 of 6 at home. Royal AM, their home form's great. Away from home isn't the best. A draw for me there.
Swallows Galaxy.
Big game first. TS Galaxy knocked Chiefs out the cup last week. Swallows don't get beat too often. Dylan Kerr, our mate. I'm hoping, I wouldn't take 13-10, Paul, but I don't see them getting beat.
Okay. Then I'm going to go Golden
I like
Arrows.
Golden Arrows at home, Paul. They play at Kwamashu, Cape Town City. They played well against Chiefs, but just lacking something up front. I like Golden Arrows of the 2 teams.
Okay.
And Sekakuna, Paul, they played well against Royal AM here, but also a team that don't score many goals. So the draw is always a player in our PSL games, but of the 2 teams, I like them.
Why so few games?
Paul, couple of boys in the CAF, Amazulu and CAF, Pirates and so Sundowns.
All right, Buzz, let's go to the soccer picks.
Yeah, on to our soccer exotics. We kick off as always with our Gold Circle Soccer 6. I've gone West Ham win and draw at home against Newcastle. I'm bankering Arsenal to beat Brentford. I've gone the field in the Brighton Burnley. I don't see Chelsea losing at Crystal Palace. I'm looking for the upset in the Southampton Everton fixture, and I'm bankering Man City to beat Tottenham 2-1-6. On to the Phumelela Soccer 6. I'm going Fulham to beat Huddersfield. I'm going West Ham win and draw at home against Newcastle. I'm going the field, Al Marika, that's a team from Sudan in the CAF. I don't see them losing at home against Mamelodi Sundowns. I've gone the field in the Chipper United Royal AM, Southampton Everton matches, and I'm chancing Morocco Swallows to beat TS Galaxy.
Dylan Kerr.
On to our Gold Circle Soccer 10. I'm going West Ham United win and draw at home against Newcastle. I'm bankering Fulham to beat Huddersfield, Arsenal to beat Brentford, Aston Villa to beat Watford. I'm going the field in the Blackburn Rovers Millwall clash. Our second page, I'm going Brighton Hove Albion and Burnley. I'm going the field there. I don't see Chelsea losing at Crystal Palace. Have to bank a Liverpool to beat Norwich. I'm going the field in the Southampton Everton game, and I'm bankering Man City to beat Tottenham 2-1-6. On to the carryover Soccer 13.
Carryover.
Going Man City to beat Tottenham, Arsenal to beat Brentford, Chelsea to beat Crystal Palace, Aston Villa to beat Watford. I'm going the field in the Southampton versus Everton fixture, as long as a Brighton Burnley game. I'm going Middlesbrough win and draw at home against Bristol City. On to our second page, I'm going Luton to avoid defeat at home against West Brom, and a slew of bankers, Cardiff City to beat Blackpool, Derby County to beat Peterborough, and Queen's Park Rangers to beat Hull City. I'm going Sheffield United win and draw at home against Swansea, and Stoke City win and draw at home against Birmingham 288.
All right,
on to our
best
Budgie's
bets.
bets. Well, let's hope luck changes. I'm going Wolves to beat Leicester City. I'm going Arsenal to score in both halves against Brentford. And I think there's going to be goals in the Brighton-Burnley game, 2,000 to 200. Our Premiership over 2.5 goals.
Both those teams didn't score in their last games, Budge.
Burnley missed how many sitters again? And so did
Please,
Brighton.
am I accurate?
You're right.
Brighton and
Man
Burnley. Now
United,
you're hoping for
Liverpool.
3 goals in that, or both them to
They'll
score.
both score, Paul. Even
Jeez.
money. Over 2.5 goals, Paul. I'm going Arsenal, Brentford, Crystal Palace, Chelsea, Liverpool, Norwich, Southampton, Everton, and Leeds, Man United. 2,600 to 200.
Okay, that looks good.
Yep, on to the Championship. I'm going Derby to beat Peterborough and over 2.5 goals. I'm going Preston to beat Reading and over 2.5 goals, and over 2.5 goals only in the QPR Hull City game, 3,800 to 200. Okay. Our Championship, both teams to score sides are Bournemouth, Notts Forest on Friday, Blackburn, Millwall, Bristol City, Middlesbrough, and Stoke, Birmingham, 2,200 to 200.
You've got Arsenal,
Arsenal, Aston Villa, Wolves, and Queen's Park Rangers, QPR, all to score over 1.5 goals, or a minimum of 2.
Sorry, run that by me. All of those teams got to score twice.
Yeah, at least twice.
Not the opposition, just them.
No, just them only.
Okay, got
so
you.
the odds are fairly good on those two teams. So 2,200 to 200. And our Carlos King 6 or Nexa. I'm going Arsenal to beat Brentford, Liverpool to beat Norwich, Wolves to beat Leicester, Derby to beat Peterborough, Preston to beat Reading, and AC Milan to beat Salernitana. 3,400 to 200. And hopefully the last one, like Barcelona, Cost us a 4,200 last week, Paul.
Barcelona.
Watching till midnight. Oh, anyway,
Yeah.
what can we do?
But how did they end up?
They drew 2-2.
Were they ever leading?
1-0 up. They had 2 goals disallowed, and they scored late, equalised.
All right, Budge, let's wrap it there. There it is. You've gone through it all. Don't forget, we've got the second week of our last one standing. Get those bets into Budge early. And until next time, stay on side.